is a great privilege allowing you to stand here. Never before has an outsider been permitted to set foot on this platform. My daughter, however, was insistent that we speak with you. We shall hear what you have to say. Yes, we have sworn to protect the passage that leads to the tower known as the Lightless Oubliette. In exchange, we have been given the gift of shadow walking. When our contract is fulfilled, the Daedric Prince shall send us back to Valenwood. Respect is a luxury I cannot afford. I need proof that Molag Bal lies to us. Do you have such proof? Can you show it to me? I have heard your words and I shall think upon them. Please, speak to the other elders and tell them of your fears and concerns.
You poor child. Dealing with those disgusting lamias as you navigated the Moonless Walk must have been so unnerving. Such horrible creatures. Now, sad little Faranil mentioned that you bring us news from Nirn. What is it? Such terrible news. But how can I know that what you say is true? It makes no sense. Why would Molag Bal destroy our beautiful and beloved Valenwood? No singing or dancing will be necessary, thank you. As for trust, that has to be earned, not given. I shall consider what you and Faranil have told us. Then the council shall decide.
You have accomplished much, outsider. Survived the Moonless Walk, performed an honored deed. Well done. I shall listen to your words and consider them with great respect. I promise you this much at least. Now, tell me, why are you here? You must understand. To simply accept the word of an outsider, to turn our backs on everything we believe. You ask much, stranger. Still, Faranil has been insistent about the very same concern. Tell me something to sway my opinion. Such disrespect! I have never allowed anyone to speak to me in this manner. Still, your words concern me. I shall consider what you have said, but I do not wish to speak with you anymore. Please, leave me.
Spew forth your lies and be quick about it. I have a great many things to contemplate today. That annoying Faranil has convinced you of her fables, hasn't she? I tire of this old argument. But you did perform an honor deed. I shall give you one chance to convince me that we are being duped. Go ahead. You speak with confidence and conviction. Very well. I shall consider your words. A persistent fool may know more than an isolated genius. We shall see.
We have heard enough. Use the portal and return to my daughter's side. You have given us much to discuss, outsider.
You're back. Tell me everything. Did it go well? Were you able to convince them? Of course they are. That's what the council does. Sometimes I think that's all they ever do. But do you think they're going to help you? Really? You're not serious, are you? Oh, may the spirits guide me through this dark hour. Well, we're about to find out what they thought. Here comes my father now.
Outsider, step forth and hear the decision of the Council of Elders. The Council has discussed what you told us, debated your words from every angle, even drew upon Faranil's arguments from past meetings. Understand that we did not reach our decision lightly. No agreement was reached. Some sided with you, others were not swayed, but we remain divided on what to do. Without a clear decision, we must continue on the course we currently follow. We remain in the service of Molag Bal. It means that the time has come for you to depart the Moonless Walk. You are no longer welcome here. If any of our people aid you in any way, they will be exiled from the clan. We appreciate the honor deed, but this conversation ends here.
What did my father say? Did you convince them? No. How could this happen? I can't believe they didn't listen to you. How could they be so foolish? But I'm not giving up. I refuse to let it end like this. Take this key and head northwest. Look for the ruined passage. It leads to the tower. Do what you need to do and maybe, despite themselves, my people will get the help they deserve. Exile, death, anything is better than continuing like this. But understand how grateful I am that you tried to help me. No one else has ever listened to me before. I appreciate it. Now go.
Do you know
You
how
there.
long I've been looking for you?
How would you like to do something worthwhile?
I sense life.
You call...
Apparently a group of Fighters Guild soldiers. We just...
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
made it this far, just as I had predicted. I am glad to see that my calculations were not in error. Now, if you are ready, we have a prison to break out of. Excellent. Bring the crystal with you. You will need it to free me from my bonds. I have waited for centuries. And waited and waited. Do you know how boring that can be? But now, you are here. Just as Meridia foretold. The Radiant One knows many things. She knew that one day the city she plunged into Cold Harbor would serve her purpose. At first, she thought I would fulfill that prophecy. But I failed. And now, I need your help. Have no fear. I am as alive as you are. Molag Bal has preserved me so that I can endure his endless tortures. His cruelty knows no bounds. I can't slip free of this lightless oubliette, but I have managed to send my projection to meet you. I knew you were the one I was waiting for. Whatever your purpose here, I can help you. Especially if it has anything to do with ruining Molag Bal's day. You made it this far, just as I had predicted. I am glad to see that my calculations were not in error. Now, I was captured shortly after Meridia pushed her city into this dread realm. This prison relies on darkness. Early on, I almost broke free. Now, Molag Bal shapes the darkness itself to bind me, suppressing my attempts to escape. Molag Bal has trapped me within a pillar of darkness, infused with his own vile energy, and powered by the light of Meridia. That, however, will be his undoing. The light of Meridia can also banish this darkness, but you have to bring it to me. To reach me, you must first unlock the prison door. Molag Bal uses crystallized darkness to hold me and suppress my power. Move the crystals from their locations to the prison door, and the way shall be opened for you. I am the last Ayleid king. In our ancient language, my name means ruler in dark times. I can imagine no darker time than the end of the Ayleid people. Enter the garden and collect the Life Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Enter the library and collect the Mind Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance.
What is to become of...
Enter the frozen alcove and collect the Flame Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Well done, my friend. Now, enter the oubliette and set me free. You have done well to make it this far. But there is still more to do to set me free. My body is imprisoned within a pillar of darkness, generated by the ebon shards to each side.
Place a light of Meridia in both of the sconces. Each will create a beam of light that will strike a nearby crystal.
By rotating the crystals, you can change a beam's direction. You may need to rotate a crystal multiple times to connect the beams and form a path of light to the ebon shards. Adjust the crystals until the beams of light destroy the ebon shards. Then the pillar of darkness will collapse, and I shall be free. freedom at long last. My calculations suggested that you had a slightly better chance to fail rather than to succeed. I suspect, though, that you often beat the odds. Thank you. No? A little weary, perhaps, but not injured. My mind remains sharp, however. I suggest we make our escape from this place. It is the only tactically sound option at our disposal. Agreed. Allow me to create a portal to Meridia's city. We can speak there. This portal leads to the Hollow City. We shall talk again when we are safely inside its walls.
Kill any Ogrim lately? Wouldn't mind bashing a few of their thick skulls myself.
I have barely set foot within these hallowed walls, and I already feel 1,000 times better. And now that you are here, we can determine our next move against the vile Molag Bal. I must take stock of our assets and resources, determine just how much might we can bring to bear. Only then can I develop a strategy that shall allow us to win this war. But forgive me, I wanted to convey that you performed admirably at the tower. It is good to be back in this ancient city. I need to assess our strengths and weaknesses, determine how best to make our assault against Molag Bal. If we strike before we build up a sufficient force, however, I fear we shall lose this war. The soldiers, the ones who call themselves the Fighters Guild. They seem strong and capable, at least at first glance. I shall speak to their leader at once. No leader? Well, that is an unacceptable situation. I shall take command of this Fighter Guild force. It is the only logical solution. Talk to those within this building. After I consult with the groundskeeper, I shall join you inside.
The pieces begin to fall into place. With the King's aid, we shall assemble a force worthy of Meridia's blessing. Small groups have trickled in since your departure. The warriors inside seem to be under the protection of the Knight Darien, an exceptional fellow. Brave to a fault, and devoted to lost causes. Cadwell found them in the wilds.
Your nagging is becoming more annoying than my persistent rash. We finally have a secure base. To go back outside without a plan is even too foolhardy for me.
You want us to hide behind these walls? To leave our comrades to die while you sip wine and lounge about? You have no honor, Knight.
Don't lecture me about honor, elf. You have no idea what I've seen or what I've gone through. My apologies for that display. The whole rash comment. Just a figure of speech, of course. So, I suppose you know more about this place than any of us. Like where I can get a decent drink? A safe haven, eh? I didn't really expect to see cheerful flowers and clear water anywhere in this dark realm. I assumed we were walking into untimely and painful deaths. Glad to see I was wrong this one time. I couldn't let you go off and save the world all by yourself, could I? Not with just these Fighters Guild braggarts. Besides, there was a portal. How could I not step through and see what was on the other side? That's a good question. I heard that Captain Alfari was killed shortly after we were scattered. I was hoping to find another officer here, but no such luck. An alien? I thought they were all, you know, dead. Of course, this is a Daedric Prince's plane. I really need to stop being surprised by such revelations. I have a feeling that won't be the strangest thing I find out before this is all over.
Attend me, soldiers. We have a war to win, and time grows short.
What in Ariel's name is this? Who are you?
So that's the last alien, huh? I thought he'd be more dusty. Isn't that what happens when elves get really, really old?
Shut it, you fop.
Who's in charge of this group? Step forward and address me. Then allow me to rectify that. I shall lead you. We shall recover your comrades and complete your mission. If that does not work for you, your services are no longer needed.
I don't know who you are, but you aren't Fighters Guild. You have no authority over us.
Do you challenge me, then? Do you want me to kill you to prove my combat prowess to your companions?
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing that. He is kind of annoying.
How can you expect us to lay down our lives for someone we never met? Trust is earned on the battlefield.
If you want to survive, if you want to win this, you must trust me. Allow me to explain why you need my leader. We shall work this out. I understand your reservations, but with my leadership, the Fighters Guild will help us win this war.
The pieces begin to fall into place. With the King's aid, we shall assemble a force worthy of Meridia's blessing. Small groups have trickled in since your departure. The warriors inside seem to be under...
Smashing! So glad you could join us. Welcome to the Fighters Guild, which is rather a mundane name, isn't it? Though it is precise. They fight things and they're in a guild. Works rather well. Actually, it was Honor who found them. Have you met? We've been together forever. He knows Cold Harbor almost as well as I do. Pish tosh! Honor isn't a pet. He's my faithful steed. He does mistake the odd wood elf for a tasty treat, but they've been known to do that themselves, haven't they?